Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 9 Japanese battleship, Izumo. It has 9 main guns, 21 secondary guns, 42 AA guns, a top speed at 27.2 knots, total health 76,500. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase main battery accuracy, reduce flood and fire chance, faster rudder shift, and for my commander, situation awareness, basic survivability, faster turret traverse, lower cooldown on damage control, superintendent, and advanced firing training. We are on the map North, and I have never played in this particular battleship on my channel. I just got it thanks to Tapple001. He was kind enough to donate to the cause, and I'm going to use that cause to increase the speed at which I get some of these ships. I figured it was time to have an Izumo game on my channel, and here it is. It is a unique beast. It looks so weird. All 3 guns are in the front, and it's got a lot of deck space, so plunging fire will be very effective against this ship. We see a Roon. Of course, this is stock, near my max range, but the target is sailing pretty much broadside. So we are holding our fire, deciding how much we need to lead the target, and we unload all guns as we turn them all together. One interesting aspect of this ship is it really doesn't feel like you have access to all 3 guns, except for extreme angling. And the rounds are downrange. Oh yes! 29,000 points of damage. The enemy is barely alive. Barely alive. Will the friendlies finish him off? We gotta reload. And yes, as I was saying before, that 3rd gun isn't really useful unless your ship is angled in such a manner that it would be equivalent to an Iowa or a Yamato. So it's like, this isn't really all guns forward fire. You have to actually be mindful of your angling. You can't use all your guns as much as you would really like to. You really got to get into the habit of maintaining angle no matter what. I need to get in the habit of maintaining an angle no matter what. So, the enemy Roon is dead, thanks to my friendlies and a good citadel by me, or 2 citadels. We fire on the enemy and oh crap! Enemy Benson shows up. Secondaries are already going after him. The secondaries on the Japanese are extremely long range, 8.4 kilometers. Stock. We only get 4,000 points of damage, but the target was 20 kilometers away, so it's not like he could return fire, right? Benson pops his smoke. We are getting the hell out of there, okay? I do not want to stay in that area. Enemy Yamato, tier 10. Can't wait to get that, baby. He's sailing broadside. We fire on his position, and we're moving off. Most of my team seems to be wanting to stick with me. Oh, we get a citadel. Don't know how much damage we did, but a citadel on a Yamato feels good. A couple enemies are moving up the eastern flank, and they're pushing through the 8 line. This is dangerous. I'm going to try and head back to my base and take them out one by one. One thing I do regret, I have the scout plane, and I don't have the paint job, so I forgot to load things correctly. I would prefer a fighter just for scouting and protection. I don't really like the scout plane. The scout plane changes the orientation of my ship and it feels awkward. I play so many shots with this perspective that getting a bird's eye view doesn't help me at all. It in fact hurts my aiming because I don't have a frame of reference that I usually use. So I try not to use it unless I only have one opportunity to do damage, and that is extend my range. Enemy cruisers are firing on the friendly cruiser in front of me. An enemy is capturing a, we do not see that ship. It is either a super concealment cruiser or their only remaining destroyer. So we're going to try and move slowly towards the capture. We are engaging the enemy, of course, as we're moving. We do 6k damage to the enemy New Orleans, and that's pretty good. We are very nearly top tier. There are tier 10s, but not that many. It's very much a tier 9 and 8 game. So any effect we can have on the game is positive for our team. Gotta remain as healthy as you can, defend the base as often as you can, and do as much damage as you can. The enemy Atago is firing on the friendlies. The New Orleans is gone until I, of course, fire on the enemy Atago. We lead the Atago a little bit, and we're able to land 6k damage. It's okay. 6k damage with 3 rounds making contact. His angling absorbed a lot of that damage, and it's just unfortunate that some of these targets are not going to show their side. I understand. Believe me, I understand, but I would love it if they would just show their side and let me kill them. The enemy Atago is trying to rotate back. We lead the target, we elevate the gun, but we didn't account for the extreme turning he was doing, and we missed completely. The enemy destroyer, it's definitely a destroyer at this point because we still don't see who's capturing the base. He has to be on the eastern side of the capture, and that's very dangerous for an Izumo. The Izumo is a very big battleship, one of the biggest, and here come all the torpedoes. Looks like torpedoes sent by the Atago and the enemy destroyer are both in the water, and we're trying to avoid the crisscross that's going to occur. We're able to completely avoid the Atago set, and the enemy destroyer set is coming at us. Turn our butt. Come on, get the butt out of the way. Get the butt out of the way. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're good. We're good. The friendly cruiser's kind of in the way. I don't know exactly how tall the ship is. This is like the second or third game, so I was holding my fire. I didn't want to accidentally hurt him. Just not enough knowledge of the ship yet. But enemy New Orleans went through the smoke that was put down by the enemy destroyer, and you can kind of see him firing on the friendly cruiser. We're going to try and help take out the New Orleans, and of course, the dispersion is awful. But the friendly is able to take him out. The Hindenburg, the tier 10 German cruiser, is taking fire from the enemy destroyer. We still don't see him. He's popped his smoke, he's sitting in it. We fire on the Atago, we lead him, and oh yes! We get 2 Citadel penetrations, 15,000. The Hindenburg burns down. I don't know any other way to say that. You can pretty much guess that every single video I do when I get the Hindenburg is going to have any relationship to gases, fires, air, everything in between, okay? I just can't avoid it. I can't believe they use the exact same name. I really can't. So the enemy sends out a set, and oh boy, friendly destroyer spots the enemy destroyer, and he's stationary. We, of course, are avoiding the widespread. Never do widespread in a scenario where the targets are close. It spreads out too far. It's just the way it goes. Especially if you want to have any chance. And look at this Fubuki. Goes across the screen, sends out his torpedoes, takes out the enemy destroyer. The enemy Iowa is going, hell no, I'm running for the hills. Don't blame him. We land 2 rounds, and we're able to do 7.4 thousand points of damage. It's okay. I need to be better at finding the exact spot on the ship for the Citadel. And we aim a little too high. 2 of the 3 land on the superstructure, and we do 3,000 points of damage. The enemy Iowa is pretty healthy, though, considering he's got a huge island in the way. But the friendly battleship takes out his health or something, and he dropped way fast. Someone did 28,000 points of damage in 1 salvo. So, see you later, Iowa. Yeah. Now, half of my team never returned to base to protect it. They continued down the western side of the map. They pushed into the enemy, and they are now engaged with what is an equivalent 6-on-6, 6-on-4. Not exactly equal, but it's not completely unwinnable. So we're going to try and get in range. This is completely stock. This is a completely stock Izumo, so the range is garbage. I don't have the second gun module. I am thankful that the Japanese Mod 1 gun is only 500,000 credits, and it's the accuracy one. So it's a lot cheaper than the Iowa's accuracy one. And she's slower than the Amagi. I don't believe she ever gets quite up to the speed of the Amagi, but full stock. This is the worst the ship's ever going to be, right? And we are definitely the worst we will ever be with this ship. I have probably 10, 20 minutes in this ship maximum at this point. This is not skill at all. All I'm trying to do is play it like any other battleship. And that particular bat gun is very frustrating. I was very surprised with how much angling I have to show to have success with all 3 turrets. I did not expect that. I figured it would require some angling, but not to the degree that I needed. We are very nearly in range to at least start assaulting some of these enemies. We see an enemy New Orleans showing his side. How convenient. He's only 16.7 kilometers away, and we fire everything. Just enough angling to have all 3 turrets with all 9 guns available. And we lead the target. Looks like we're going to get some pretty good plunging fire. That was alright. I don't know if it's me, but long-range shots just feel like a complete crapshoot. It's either the target isn't moving at all, sometimes you'll get a one-shot, sometimes you won't hit him at all. It's very random. And I much prefer engaging my targets at and behind 12 kilometers. I think 12 kilometers is really where the targets kind of feel like your skill level is increasing the damage per second on the target. And we fire again. Only 1 round hits. It does the exact same as 3 rounds in the prior salvo. And we are definitely getting into ranges where I can fully bring all my guns to bear and completely destroy the enemy. Speaking of destroy, they are wiping everyone out on the western side. This is not good. It was 2-to-1 odds, very nearly, and now they're bringing it back. So we've got a couple enemies in front. The enemy Yamato is 19,000. My Izumo is nearly full health. Very, very sparse fire coming towards me. I really appreciate that. I've only had to use 1 heal. We choose to use our scout plane just to get a little bit more range to engage the target, and of course, we miss the enemy Atago. I don't know why the enemy Yamato is so low. I would have figured that would be the last target of my allies. It has the most health by far. And I feel pretty comfortable, but the mountain, well, not really mountain, but it's a giant island, is in the way, and we can't fire. We have to wait. We have to hold. As we hold for our next shot, probably on the Yamato. Could be on the Ibuki, maybe the Atago. I would definitely like to kill the enemy battleship. I feel, of course, that he has the most power left in the match, even if he's only at 15,000 hit points. So we line up our shot on the Yamato, and we fire on him. He's coming towards us. It's going to be a hard shot, but we don't really have a lot to work with, and 1 round makes contact, but it doesn't penetrate the armor. It's 6-4 on ships. We do have an advantage. However slight that advantage is, basically it's 2 destroyers. We are almost ready to go. Probably gonna, definitely gonna go after the Yamato. The Yamato is scary. I want him so bad. Friendly torpedoes make contact with him. Must use damage control to stop the flooding, which he does. And our friendly's gonna finish him off. Should we go after him or the Ibuki? Yamato, Ibuki, Yamato. Yeah, let's go after the Yamato. So we fire on the enemy Yamato. He's barely alive. This should easily kill him, right? No. He's still up. Barely alive. He probably has used all of his heals. He would have healed at some point since we've seen him. So he's either running a non-superintendent build or he has just been liberal with his use of the heal. I really do feel like he's going to die, so I'm going to go after the broadside Ibuki. We fire at the Ibuki's waterline, and we're able to land big shots. 14,000 points of damage, a citadel. Yamato is dead. Just have this enemy Ibuki. And he has smoke that was dropped by friendly destroyers. It's 3v3. The enemy is actually winning now. But, of course, the Ibuki is sneeze away from dying. Enemy Des Moines in the background. And we also have the enemy Atago. And I don't see the Ibuki. The Ibuki's coming right at me! Not gonna let that happen. We use one of our 3 turrets, take out the enemy Ibuki. We use the remaining 2 on the enemy Des Moines. And we're able to do 10,000 points of damage. Now, I felt so threatened by the Ibuki's ability to drop torpedoes that I had to kill him, or he was going to point-blank torpedo me. So that was a very important decision to use one of the 3 guns. It does leave up the Des Moines, and of course the Otago is shelling me. I hold until 2 fires are on deck, use damage control. We have our guns ready to go, and we fire at the side of the Des Moines, and we take out the enemy Des Moines. We get Confederate. No Citadel penetration, unfortunately. And we're using our heal. Now it's just me and a friendly battleship against a low-health Otago. This should be an easy kill, right? Yeah. Definitely easy. Yeah. We're reloading. Both of us got Confederate nearly at the identical time, which is very interesting. And we fire all our guns at the enemy Otago. We lead him as efficiently as we could, and we land 3 rounds on the target, only do 3,000 points of damage. Very low roll, very bad angle, and he disappears. I was afraid he would just run away, but no, he wants to fight. He actually fires when he was given the opportunity to just run. We are very slow compared to him. He outpaces us by about 8 knots. Front guns are ready to go. Well, they're all front guns, but the front 2 guns ready to go. We fire on the enemy, and we're able to land one round for 2,000 points of damage. Come on, kill this guy. They could still win this, okay? The game's not over. I just need to land these shots and kill them already. It's really annoying to not know a ship well enough to really take full advantage of its abilities. I just feel like a noob in it. And the fire is set. We use our damage control. I feel like it's going to be really hard for him to land shots at this extreme range. 1 fire is worth preventing. That's the way I felt. Only 1 of the 6 shells lands near the target. It's just, he's so low. We have a minute to kill him. 1 shell, 2 shells. Something. Oh man, are we really not going to be able to reload before he gets behind the island? And, just go for it. We fire with the knowledge that there's going to be an island in the way. Hopefully it can plunge into his deck. No, we miss, of course. And I felt like he was gone. He's not coming back. He just wants to run and survive. So we're going to try and capture. Game's over. Thanks to the draw protection they've put in, it's not anywhere near a chance of loss, unless, of course, phantom torpedoes come out of nowhere and blow me up, or the friendly. And the friendly's like, don't get out. It doesn't matter. Oh, we're detected. Wow. He actually isn't interested in fighting. So, he was showing a side. We fire on where we believe he was headed, but he's turning again. Dang it. And barely any time left. Turn the gun, fire! We fire the remaining, and the game's gonna end. No! It ended too early. So that's the first game in the Izumo. What'd you think? Did you think I did some amazing shots and then easier shots? I completely screwed them up? Because that's what I thought. 3 kills, Confederate, 2,394 base XP, 6 Citadel penetrations, around 140,000 points of damage. Oh yeah. We're going to continue to improve and hopefully continue to get good games. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.